I am well prepared for all of you, and I have all the answers you may seek. Because all those things that you have learnt by studying texts, I have already seen them with my own eyes. Magnificent theatres, bustling markets, ornate temples, sacred dramatic plays. The gods have blessed me to be born in Greece, the birthland of Homer, Pindar, Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, Socrates, who was my teacher, and Aristotle, who was my student. I grew up in Athens. When my teacher drank the hemlock, I travelled like Ulysses has done before. And many cities did I visit, and many were the people with whose customs and thinking I was acquainted. People call me the healer of the immortal souls. Yet the immortal souls lives in a perishable body, and what springs from it is the appetite for food. So I have prepared a banquet, and this time it is not about love, but it is about flavours and celebration.
Naxos is a large island of the Cyclades, with high mountains, fertile valleys and endless beaches. Herodotus calls the island prosperous because of the drinking water, the wonderful climate, the fertile land and the Naxian marble.
Naxos is a very important island since antiquity. When the Persians came to invade Greece, the satraps characterized Naxos as a small island, but very beautiful and strong.
First, we will visit the village Koronos, where we will find Matina's tavern. She will make us breakfast, a traditional breakfast from Naxos Island.
Now we will talk about breakfast. Our grandfathers made this breakfast. Goat cheese, made here in Naxos Island, we will cut into small pieces, combined with sage, fresh and with great aroma. A tablespoon of honey, olives,
Βάζουμε και σικαλάκια, σίκα.
Walnuts and bread. A full breakfast.
The Dionysian cult, which was present from the Mycenaean times, dominated the island. The young god was born in Naxos and gave her, along with other gifts, a wonderful wine.
Ο
The Dionysian cult, which was present from the Mycenaean times, dominated the island. The young god was born in Naxos and gave her, along with other gifts, a wonderful wine. Dionysus was living there. There was also a river, which is still here today. The plant called byblos grows in the area, and people said that the river had wine instead of water.
One of the most important sanctuaries of ancient Naxos, dedicated to the god Dionysus, is found at Iliad, south of Naxos town and in the middle of the fertile valley of Livadi. We will now visit Iliad. We will wander around the temple and find out everything about goats and the famous cheese made in Naxos.
As we all know, Naxos is famous for its cheeses. From ancient times until today, the island's products are very popular. For example, the wine, the olive oil, but mostly the cheese. We have the famous Arsenico cheese, Kefalotyri, and of course Graviera, which is a PDO product.
We will now visit Martina, and she will cook for us a very tasty dish.
Now we will boil the goat. We usually have this dish during the winter. We will add carrots, shallots, potatoes and celery. We will serve it with salt and pepper on a very old dish.
Naxos' temple of Apollo, Portara, a huge marble gate and the single remaining part of an unfinished temple of Apollo of 530 BC, is the island's emblem and main landmark.
Naxos' Temple of Apollo, Portara, is connected with the Naxos mainland via a paved footpath. It is an amazing spot. It offers one of the most enchanting sunsets you have ever seen.
Now we will taste a traditional pie with herbs, the famous sefoukloti.
Θα σας φτιάξω μία σεφουκλωτή.
Now we will make a sefoukloti pie. It is a very traditional recipe. We need herbs, fennel, parsley, chives and olive oil. We cut the herbs, which are called sefoukla, and then we add the olive oil, rice, and salt. Now we will leave the mixture to make our dough. We need a cup of olive oil, 2 cups of water, salt, sugar, and finally the flour. Lay 1 sheet of phyllo pastry and spread the mixture. Lay another sheet of phyllo dough on top. Brush lightly with olive oil. Here is our pie. Enjoy.
We are now heading towards a unique museum that gives visitors the opportunity to see archaeological finds precisely on the spot they were found. It is located in Mitropoleos Square in Chora on Naxos, where excavations unveiled important traces for the Mycenaean city of Grota, one of the most important in the Aegean Sea region during prehistoric times. used to call kythera golden apples, and according to myth, Heracles brought them to Greece.
Pomegranate and quince were very popular in ancient Greece. We will learn now how to make pomegranate and quince jam from an old traditional recipe.
I will make for you a jam made of pomegranate and quince from Naxos. It is a very old recipe coming from ancient times. It's really tasty. We have made some changes to make it modern. So, we need a large quince, an orange, an apple, half a pomegranate, the juice of one lemon, and the juice of 2 oranges. The jam does not have any water, so it will last longer. We will use 700 grams of white sugar. Now, we have cut the quince, and we have here the pomegranate, sugar, and cinnamon. We add some of the pomegranate juice and then the sugar. It combines very well with our cheese from Naxos. Now transfer it to hot sterile jars, leaving 1/4 to 1/2 inch of space. And now we seal it and the jam is ready.
We traveled to Naxos accompanied by the Greek gods. We tasted traditional recipes and drank a splendid wine. Let's sing and dance now.